I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Woo! JERZDAY! Well, it's not really JERZDAY. It's Friday. I tried. It's Friday, but we're covering Jersey Shore family vacation. I'm your host, Vinnie Adams. Thanks so much for joining us. We have so much to talk about today for this episode, but before we get into it, I gotta introduce you all to my awesome co-host, Miss Jenni.
What's up? It's DJ. How's it going, you guys? I'm so excited for this episode to talk about it because a lot went down this episode, so I can't wait to get into it, Benny. Oh my goodness. Where do we
Yeah. A lot went down. It was, I don't know, this season or this part of the season has been such a feel-good season, and I like it. And I'm surprised I like it because I'm so used to just seeing the gang get completely wasted, partying hard. But I'm liking the direction that it's going. But let's just get right into it. Let's talk about how they're all living under one roof, and it's been a while since they've all lived under one roof again, which was crazy to me because I never thought it never really clicked in my head like that. But something that they brought up that brought up old memories was when the situation said, you know what, we are going to GTL right now. And I'm like, wait, hold the phone. I haven't heard that in so long.
So long.
What did you think about that moment?
That moment was hilarious because I don't know if it was Vinnie or Polly. One of them was just like, "Oh, we don't do that anymore."
Vinny, yeah.
And Mike was like, "Wait, what?" Well, so that was funny, but of course, they still do it. It was just great. It was just bringing back old memories, and it's funny because they were actually showing old episodes from like the earlier seasons, like season 2, season 3, before they aired the new episode. So it was just like, bringing that all around, and just the GTLing was just like their thing. So for them to just bring it back again, it was awesome. I felt like what, back in college or high school watching it again.
Yeah. It was so cool. Another part in the episode is where they're talking to Angelina and they bring in a lawyer to discuss the prenup. I actually thought this was really cool because I don't know anything about prenups. I don't know how any of that stuff works. So I actually learned something. Surprisingly, I learned something from Jersey Shore Family Vacation. But yeah, they were saying, all these different things. What do you think Angelina is gonna go through with it, with the prenup? Because it seemed like she was more so than a couple episodes ago willing to do it now that she sees like what could happen if things do go wrong.
She did mention, I think she will eventually go through with it. Although I get in this episode, I did sense her hesitancy because she kept on mentioning that this was a touchy subject between her and her fiance, Chris. Which, I'm sure it's always awkward, bringing up conversation to somebody who you're supposed to be spending forever with. But it does have to be done because at the end of the day, and I liked how the lawyer kind of phrased it because it just makes a lot of sense as to why this is necessary because, you don't really know who you're going to marry until things just, stuff hits the fan and divorce happens and then they just go a complete 180 on you, something that you just would never expect. It's just something that you just have to protect yourself. At the end of the day, obviously, I wish something like this would never exist, but at the end of the day, we have to face reality. Divorces do happen, situations do happen, realities come into it, so you got to be prepared for the reality.
And let's be honest, Angelina is a public figure. She is on a very popular TV show that has been on for years.
Right.
Millions of people know her. I think it's safe to say she makes a good amount of money, so she needs to protect herself. People like that, you gotta protect yourself. So I think it's very smart for her girls to look after her like that. JWoww's been in this situation, so she is the perfect person to help her out. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. A really funny moment was when Snooki was like, you know what? I just really like looking at Angelina because she just makes me laugh. And it's so true.
So
like Angelina, she's almost like she's like the comic relief
she is.
of
She has
the
no filter.
show.
Just every time she talks, she just goes on and on. She has no filter. She has no any second
Yeah.
what she's saying, and she just blurts everything out, including Chris's dirty laundry. So
Right.
it's hilarious, entertaining. I love it.
And speaking of Angelina, let's talk about Angelina and Vinny. The ongoing, does she have a crush on him? Is it just all friendly gameplay? I still don't know. But even the situation is like, Angelina's supposed to be getting married soon, right? Oh, we'll just have to see it. But I don't know. Like, I keep telling myself, oh, they're just friends and they joke around. But then at times I'm like, wait, do they really have a thing? Or is this the producers just saying, hey, we want you guys to bicker like this so we can get the viewers questioning, like, do you guys really have a crush on each other? What do you think about that?
I mean, honestly, it's like an ongoing thing. Like literally I don't think there has not been one episode these past couple seasons where they're not like going at it or flirting or whatever. So at this point, I'm pretty convinced it's the producers that are just like, okay, you know what, just keep it going, and
Yeah,
fun with each other. So I feel like it's all good and fun. I'm sure they're not really like. I feel like behind the cameras, when the cameras are off, I'm pretty sure, hopefully, I guess they're normal and they're not continually flirting with each other, because then I think that's when Chris, I think, should probably be concerned.
yeah.
But yeah, I find it hilarious. So it's entertainment. So
What did you think of Angelina's grandmother? OMG. I loved her. I wanted her to come on the show.
oh my goodness, seriously, she really should. That was crazy. And it's just funny because at this point, I'm convinced that her grandmother is legit, because
Oh
she
yeah.
always said about it's always about JWoww too. I don't know, her grandma's like obsessed with JWoww, but she already called that JWoww and Roger was going to get a divorce, and that actually happened. And now she's saying things about 24, about how he's using her for publicity. And I was just like, oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
a possibility. And it was basically confirmed later on in the episode when he was talking about his wrestling and trying to get JWoww to go, join him in the wrestling match, and the whole Jersey Shore crew. So he was like really like pushing her to do so. And then Angelina mentioned that, she was just like, oh my gosh, this is what my grandma was talking about. He wants publicity. JWoww is not going to realize that.
Yeah, her grandma's legit.
Yeah.
For sure. I want to talk about a storyline that I'm kind of over, actually, and it's the bunny storyline. I wasn't even really feeling it the first time we were the last episode. And this episode, like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel, I don't know. I can care less about that bunny storyline, how they were trying to dig it up because they might have put it in the wrong yard, and so they're scared that they're going to get in trouble. What did you think about that?
It was pretty interesting. I mean, it was obviously dumb, but I learned a lot with this whole legal stuff. When they were talking about all the legal stuff in this episode, and when the lawyer came in, it broadened up my mind, because I'm kind of when it comes to these things. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, it's a weird, because it's something you don't think about, like burying an animal in the backyards of somebody else's, like, because nobody normally does that. That's not a normal thing to do. But if you were actually renting a place to stay for a little while, and an animal, you found a dead animal, I mean, what would you do with it? I mean, obviously, if you're a good person, or if you feel some type of way, you would want to bury a dead animal. And I didn't think much of it. I was just like, oh, well, that's sweet of them to bury the animal, give them burial. But I didn't think like, oh, wait, this yard does not belong to them. So I didn't think it would be a misdemeanor. So that was interesting to find out when the lawyer was explaining that.
Yeah, that is true. And what I thought was interesting, they gave it a proper burial the first time, but then the next time they're like, okay, let's throw it in the trash. Just get rid of it.
They did that when Deana just like left. I think it was great because if Deana was still around, like knowing about,
would have been like, "What is wrong with you guys?"
You would have been hysterical. Yeah, it would have been great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that storyline is over. But one storyline that I really, really liked was when they were all out to dinner, and Situation's wife, she gifts them with the most awesome, thoughtful gift ever, and it's a picture. It's a family picture of them, pretty much, and this kind of engraved the fact that she is part of the family now. What did you think about that whole situation?
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
I thought it was really cute. I love Lauren. Like, she's really sweet and thoughtful, and I just loved how all of them are basically family now. And they even explained it and mentioned, why she was gifting them this, because they were there for her during Mike's absence and everything. So I thought that was really sweet, and I love how they showed flashbacks of just every moment that they shared with her, as far as inviting her to places and just visiting her and all that. It was something that Mike had asked them to do, and they did it. As what would family do? That's something like family would actually do. So I thought that was
right.
I was like, oh, another tearjerker. Oh.
Yeah, it was. I freaking love Lawrence. She's so like, she's like this, so laid back. She's a very laid back person. And like the whole other group, they're not laid back, and yet she still fits in with them very well. So I think that's really cool. I love it.
I love how as crazy and like wild as they are. It's like it's like a nice little balance, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She's able to tolerate them, so that's good because I feel like not everybody can.
Exactly, I completely agree. Let's talk more about 24. So he's back. He's picking up JWoww so she can go see her kids. You touched on it a little bit. He's asking, or he's telling the group that he's been trying to get JWoww to, do some wrestling with him. And then it clicks in Angelina's head, and she gets a flashback of what her grandma was saying. And her grandma was saying, "Don't trust him. He's only looking for fame." And she's like, "That's 24. And you know what? I 100% agree with Angelina. First, the guy is coming to their house on a random day in a suit and tie. I don't believe, you know what? I could be wrong. Maybe that is how he always dresses. But I'm thinking he's dressing like that because he knows he's going to be on TV.
Oh, of course.
And that he knows the cameras are around. And I think that's why he's dressing like that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's all part of his plan to just brand himself, and he's
right.
Opportunity. I mean, it's very convenient for him. That's why, again, like, obviously JWoww is going to ignore the signs because she's what they call, I believe it's dickmatized.
Wait, what?
Dickmatized. All she talks about is.
I've never heard of that before.
You've never heard of it?
No. That is awesome. Wow. Okay.
But yeah, that's what they call it when somebody is like so infatuated by this person sexually, because that's all she ever talks about is how great their sex is. I mean, that's even what Mike mentioned when they first interacted, him and 24. The first thing that Mike said was, "Oh, I heard that you guys were really great. You guys have a great sex life or something like that."
Yeah.
So that's all he's like literally heard, and that's pretty much all I kind of like know about him. That's like, I guess, a positive for me.
Yeah.
So whatever. She's obsessed. She's infatuated, and like I said, dickmatized. So she's ignoring all the like red flags, or she's just like, "Oh, you know what? I'm just trying to have fun. We'll see where it goes." Or,
right.
And if that's the case, then good for JWoww. But I hope she's not treating this as something that will be serious in the future, because I don't see it as a long term. I see it as something just convenient for the both of them. He's trying to get his name out there, whatever, and she's just trying to be. So whatever.
I don't know. I just don't trust the guy. Like, I don't trust him. I don't know if it's how
creep me out. Like, I see what Justine was talking about, how his smile just creeps. He does really have a menacing smile. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's how the editing is done, and it just makes him come off as not trustworthy, but I don't trust him. But I really do like how the situation was able to meet him, and he did ask him, questions about him and JOL, which I thought was really cool because, like JOL said, that's situation is her brother, and so he was doing the big brother thing and making sure that this guy is treating her right, and that just gave me even more of a reason to like the situation.
Yeah, I'm so happy he was there. I'm so happy he's like meeting everyone, like literally everyone, and just picking back up where they left off, I guess. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Let's talk about the big surprise for the situation where they brought the kids.
There were so many surprises in this episode. Oh
yeah, so many. Well, one, and maybe this was just for the storyline, but I don't understand why they had to sneak out. Could they just say, "Oh, we need to go home to be with the kids. We'll be back tomorrow"? I don't know, but maybe that's just me.
It was just kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing, because it seemed like everybody was just kind of getting ready for bed, and then all of a sudden they thought of like, oh wow, we only have one more day left with Mike, and he hasn't seen our babies yet. So
yeah,
I think that's probably why they snuck out, and I think that's understandable. If this was something like, oh, we'll do this in 2 days or whatever, then that's like, okay, guys, like you could have definitely done a lot better. It was a close call, though. It was actually really funny.
It really was.
Yeah,
and
they pretend that they were sleeping. That's funny.
I freaking loved that surprise. Like, how adorable are their kids? Like, so each and every one of them that has a kid, they have adorable kids. It's crazy.
I love how they're like literally the same age, because they were both at the same time, and it's perfect. Honestly, they're just so perfect. Their whole family is just amazing.
And it was and it was so cool just seeing the situation meet them in person for the first time. So they were like, oh, it's Uncle's situation. Like I thought that was awesome.
So cute. And honestly, it's just like, because this episode like had like more than one surprise, it was that, and then also like earlier in the episode, which I thought was really sweet, Deana and the other girls surprised Angelina with her bachelorette party.
Yeah, that's right.
That was awesome.
And they're now going to New Orleans, which is it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I really like that you brought that up, because this gives us this shows us that the girls they're getting a lot closer to Angelina. She's being more accepted into the group, which I think is really cool. They set up all these decorations for her. They're going out of their way to make her happy. And I thought that was pretty dope.
And that's interesting, like New Orleans, I think that's like literally the next to Jersey, I guess. And I think that's like the perfect party place for the crew. Because Mardi Gras theme, and it's just like, it's them. I really feel like they're gonna have a great time and just to be themselves, and it's just gonna be like, Jersey Shore, New Orleans. It's gonna be fun. And I love how they're getting along, and they're doing all these sweet sentimental things for her. And it also gets me nervous, because it's like, I feel like we all kind of suspect something's about to go down.
Yeah.
And that's so scary. It's like, oh my God, we made such huge strides, and
I know. It's all gone. It's all gone.
I'm so nervous.
Yeah. I'll save this for predictions, but I am scared. I am very, very scared about that trip. But that is our recap of Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Do you have any last words for this episode?
Other than the fact that it was amazing, that was pretty much it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah. It was a good, solid episode. I liked it. Let's move on to our special segment, Spiral Squad. Woo! Who spiraled the most in this episode? DJ, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have one right now, so I'm gonna think about it and I'm gonna give it to you.
All right, I'm gonna have to say Angelina's grandma. I'll give it to her. Yeah. Okay. I think, she was actually spiraling over the phone, but she was spitting a lot of truth.
Girl was right. She was definitely right. All right, my spiral squad is, who am I gonna pick? I am going to pick, I'm gonna pick Snooki and JWoww with the whole bunny situation. No, not even the bunny situation. That and the whole sneaking out, like it just seemed like it was so hard for them to sneak out the house. Like
Yeah,
it's not hard. You just
I would give it to all three of them. Deana, because Deana and Snooki spiraled with the sneaking out.
oh yeah, and Deana,
JWoww
yeah.
and then Snooki spiraled with the
They
bunny.
don't even have a right shovel to dig up the bunny. So yeah, they get spiral squad for me. For those of you listening in, let us know in the comments who you think the spiral squad is. Let's go to our predictions of this episode. Deana, we touched on it a little bit more, but I want to know, what else do you think is going to happen in the next episode or the season overall?
Oh my goodness, the next episode, well, based off the previews,
your
I
Afterbuzz
think
TV predictions.
we see Chris and Angelina going at it, and I'm thinking they might be arguing over the prenup. I think next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I am very scared for them going to New Orleans. I hope everything is going to go well, but it's the Jersey Shore. There's going to be drama when there's drinking involved. Also, I think we're going to start seeing more of Ronnie. We didn't really see him much this episode. Again, he had to leave early, and it was very interesting because Mike was saying that he was really quiet, and whenever Ronnie is really quiet, it's not good. And I think that was just like a fourth, just shadowing what to expect in future episodes. So I think we're going to see more of him and maybe some drama in his personal life. I don't know, but we will have to wait and see. That is all the time we have for today's after show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Deana, why don't you sign us out?
What's up, guys? I'm DJ, and you guys can find me on Instagram at DJ_Beaulieu.
And I am Benny Adams. You guys can find me on all social media at Benny J Adams. Thanks again, and we will see you all next week for another episode. Take it easy.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to Afterbuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterbuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.